Hi, I'm John, and this is my Fallstaff OD. It's a rangemaster derivative with an added input stage so that it plays a little nicer with other pedals in your chain, especially compressors. I use a compressor first thing in my chain all the time, so even though I really liked the sound of a rangemaster, I didn't like how they get harsh and buzzy if you've got another pedal on in front of them. So I tinkered around with the circuit, and I found something that I think sounds pretty much the same whether you've got something on in front of it or not. It's got a color knob over here, and that adds some diode clipping and reduces the highs when it's all the way counterclockwise, so you can get a little bit more of a mids boost and a little bit better bass response. And then all the way on the side, it's a lot more like a stock rangemaster. Most people, when they add a knob to a rangemaster, they're just changing the value of the input cap, which can change how the distortion reacts. But this is a little bit more of a tone control than you can get out of just changing the input cap. The volume adds over 20 decibels of boost. I'm not sure exactly how much, but I did get probably about 30 out of one of them. This one's a little bit quieter. And I made a much more comprehensive demo of the prototype that was a much brighter version of the circuit, which didn't really do me much good when I'm using a Strat, so I made a dark version. And it's just a little bit darker. It's not really dark, but I'm going to start with the color knob halfway up, and it's interactive with the volume, so you get a little more fine control as the volume gets turned up. And I'm going to turn my amp up a little bit so that there's not a huge difference between the boost and the clean setting. And now with the boost on, just over unity volume. So just a little bit of mild gain, and I'm going to turn the color knob so that the highs get cut a little bit, and so that the diode clipping gets added to the circuit. So just a little bit raunchier, and I'm not going to annoy my neighbors too much, but I will turn the knob up, the volume knob up a little bit, and I'm going to set it to a slightly brighter setting here. And this is really good for finger picking. Just to demonstrate how close it can be to a regular treble booster. This is with my volume rolled back just a little bit. It's very responsive to volume changes and to your pick attack. You can make it stay completely clean, just like with a regular transistor distortion. the circuit at all. And you'll get a little added sustain from the extra volume. So here it is again on the darker setting. I'm not going to crank it because I've got neighbors and they'll get upset. In fact, they'll probably get upset about what I just did. So there it is. That's my Fallstaff OD. And if you like this, I do make them sometimes for people, but I've posted on my website. I've posted a DIY perf board layout and the schematic and a build guide with all the little things you can do to the circuit. So if you want to build your own, it's in there. And if you want me to make you one, just contact me. I don't charge that much for these sorts of things. But I hope you liked it, and if you've got a darker guitar, you might want to check out the prototype video for a brighter version.